So having photocopied off the plan, the firewall, we now glue the firewall to a suitable piece of ply, and that will be cut out, ready to fit to the front of the plane. Now if we go to the plane, we can see that she's in a terrible state. The front quarter of the or front third of the fuselage is completely shattered. Now what we will do is use the new firewall that we cut to put into the very front of the fuselage, pull it forward to the required length, and also forming that very front section back to shape. That will then give us the possibility to straighten and strengthen, repair the fuselage sides. Okay, now that we've cut out the new bulkhead, the firewall, we can now start to look at placing it in the front of the fuselage, where it should start to be like a former to realign all the front. So what we need to do is to get it inside there, and we put a screw in the center of the firewall so that we can actually put a line to it to pull it. Or the other way is to fit a temporary bulkhead inside the fuselage and then have a wooden dowel or something pushing the firewall forward to actually stretch all that broken section and to get out all the irregular shape. So the next thing we do is to put this in, and we can leave the template stuck to the front of the firewall because that gives us all the drilling holes for the motor mounts and so on. Okay, so what we've done is we've now removed most of the bits and pieces. Got a few little bits of rubbish to get out, but basically she's ready for a firewall. And of course what we'll do, we'll use a bit of the old super glue to make up, put together these splits so that it basically will go together in some sort of reasonable order. So we'll zap up where it's absolutely split to hold it together, and then we fit the firewall to pull it forward. And once it's forward, we then put a few bracing pieces along to hold it straight and glass it up. So it's starting to come together already. Not exactly very pretty, but it is working. We are getting there. As you can see, the firewall shape is starting to come together. So it won't be long when we can actually start bringing this seam together and glassing that up properly. And luckily we still have the cabane holes clearly visible, with the proper positioning still able to be seen. So hopefully once we get all the fuselage straight and glassed up, we should be able to drill those cabane holes and set her up again. So actually she's not looking too bad. As can be seen, the fuselage is starting to come together. Working on this seam first to get this reasonably super glued up, so that we can put that firewall back in and start stretching her to take out all these dents and stuff. Obviously once she's all glued up, then we're going to use some